guys, it's Sheena from Teton Raptor Center, and I'm here to give you all this week's patient updates. So let's go ahead and get started. First up this week is American Crow 6'5", and this juvenile bird comes to us from Jackson, Wyoming, and likely was the victim of a cat attack from an outdoor house cat. The bird has a broken wing. However, in baby birds, broken bones heal very quickly. It actually underwent surgery on Wednesday, and we are expecting that in 10 days we'll be able to remove an orthopedic pin from this wing. The really tricky thing with crows and other corvids are that they are highly intelligent, and so we have to be very careful to avoid imprinting on humans. As a result, we make sure that we are completely hidden, both our faces, hands, clothing, everything when we feed this little guy. And then we also have a lot of mirrors in his enclosure, which you can see here so that he can see his reflection. We have a little cutout of another crow in the corner so he can hopefully learn eventually that he is a crow and not a human as he grows up. Next up this week is Great Gray Owl 6'3", and this bird comes to us from Rigby, Idaho, and is dealing with a little bit of head trauma and a soft tissue injury to his right metacarpus, which is on his wing. These types of injuries typically heal very well. Here's a quick video of us cleaning out the wound. So here we are just covering it with some sterile saline and then drying it off with sterile gauze, making sure that everything is nice and clean. And then we're also doing some cold laser therapy with this bird. So that item that you see that is being held on his wing is actually a cold laser, unlike a hot laser, so there's no heat coming out of it, but it helps promote healing and growth. And then now finally we're covering it up with some localized topical antibiotic cream, and then we cover this up with just a little bandage, and he can go back in his enclosure and heal. Next up is Swainsons Hawk 5'15". This is the bird that initially came in with some mild head trauma and was moved to a larger enclosure where he ended up dislocating his shoulder. I said in the previous video that shoulder dislocations are really hard to treat, but we caught this one really early, so we actually ended up keeping him in a wrap for 2 weeks and then just removing that wrap on Thursday. We took new x-rays and everything is totally in alignment, so we're really hoping this sticks. He's going to stay in the ICU for another 2 weeks so that he's not flying around, and then eventually we'll put him in a larger enclosure and see if he can fly around without his shoulder re-dislocating. Next up this week is Golden Eagle 313, and this is the bird that came in with a ruptured crop as well as a fracture in the coracoid. We ended up moving this bird into the flight barn a couple months ago, and we saw that he was flying, but then one day we came out and he wasn't really getting enough lift to get up to the high perches, so we brought him back to a smaller enclosure, put him on some anti-inflammatory medications, and hoped that with some time and some more rest, he'd be good to go back to the flight barn. So we're going to try that out next week, and we'll see how it goes. Last but not least this week is Golden Eagle 39, and this is the bird that came in with a metacarpus fracture as well as some severe feather damage to the right wing. The metacarpus fracture is fully healed, and he's been getting physical therapy every 3 days. Every time we get him out for physical therapy, we always do a feather check to make sure that all of his feathers are growing in nicely still, which they are. This process can just take quite a bit of time. So until we see more feather growth, we won't be able to move him into the flight barn because he right now just doesn't have enough feathers in his right wing to be able to fly. All right, that's all we've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed learning more about our birds. Remember that if you want to do your part to help keep wild birds wild, you can check out our website at tetonraptorcenter.org and make a donation. I'm also going to link that button to donate in the comments below, so check it out there. Bye!